how to receive greater wealth. My next seminar with Dr. Hew Len was different than the first. While the message was still about cleaning and erasing programs or memories, his approach was even more relaxed and off the cuff. He began by holding up a baseball and asking what was the point of the game. To hit a home run, someone said. To win, said another. To keep your eye on the ball, I said. Exactly, Dr. Hew Len said in his thick Hawaiian accent. To win or hit a home run, you must keep your eye on the ball at all times. But what is the baseball in your life? Everyone was silent. You are breathing, someone said. This moment, someone else said. Dr. Hew Len could see we weren't getting the point, so he offered an answer. The baseball is divinity, he said. You must stay focused on going back to zero. No memories, no programs, zero. Cleaning, cleaning, cleaning. All you're here to do is clean or not clean. You can choose all you like, but you don't decide if you get it or not. You trust divinity to do what's right for you. Would you know better than divinity? Hardly. Let go. Clean, clean, clean. My intention is to be in alignment with the divine's intention, I told Dr. Hew Len. Good for you, Joseph, he said. Intentions are limitations. You decide you want a front row parking place, you intend it. But divinity gives you a parking place a mile away. Why? Because you need to walk more. Let go. Clean, clean, clean. I spend 2 more days with Dr. Hew Len. 13 people are in the room. The whole focus is on how problems occur. You'll always have problems, he declares. I resist that statement, but write it down anyway. Clean, clean, clean. Problems are memories replaying, he says. Memories are programs. They aren't just yours. They are shared. The way to release the memory is to send love to the divinity. Divinity hears and responds, but in the way best for all, at the time right for all. You choose, but you don't decide. Divinity decides. I didn't understand. Clean, clean, clean. Marvin, a happy, broad-smiling fellow from the Philippines, gets up and explains that he sells $150 million worth of luxury cars each year by not trying to sell anything to anyone. All he does is clean. All I do is say I love you all day long, he explains in his accented English. I clean as I listen to people. All I do is clean, 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 always cleaning. You don't intend anything at all, I ask, skeptical. I figure he's at least intending to sell cars since that's his job. Never, he replies. No expectations. I just show up to work and clean. Clean, clean, clean. I spent 2 days hearing stories about cleaning by average people like you and me. But it's all so hard to accept. Just clean and say, I love you, and the world changes? You sell more cars? You make more money? Huh? You are totally responsible for all of it, says Dr. Hew Len. It's all in you. All of it. No exceptions. You have to clean on it or it doesn't get cleaned. Clean on terrorism? Clean, clean, clean. Clean on the economy? Clean, clean, clean. Clean on fill in the blank. Clean, clean, clean. If it's in your experience, it's up for you to clean, says Dr. Hew Len. When I take a break and call home to see how Narissa and our pets are doing, Narissa stuns me by saying she spent the day making a surprise for me. Now, she had a long to-do list. Making anything for me didn't seem very likely. What is it, I asked. A major surprise, she said. Tell me. You'll never guess in 1,000,000 years, she says. Don't make me guess. I don't have 1,000,000 years, I exclaim. Before I tell you what she said, let me back up a second. Narissa has been stressed because of so many projects on her plate. She can't keep up. She's working on a video for me. another for a client. She created software she wants to promote. She also has the critters, the house to tend to while I'm away. She barely has time to plan her day, let alone work on her many projects. So imagine my surprise when she told me the following. I took apart your closet and rebuilt it. Clean, clean, clean. I'm stunned. Cleaning my closet was not on her to-do list or even on mine. I took down all your clothes, took down the shelves, built new shelves, rehung your clothes, and put your piled-up clothes on hangers and rearranged the clothes that were on the floor. This is as shocking to me as if she had left a check for me made out for, say, $5 million. This was unbelievable. What made you do all this? I asked her. I've wanted to do it for a while now, she replied. She wanted to do it. Maybe so, but she had no time. This came out of the blue. Dr. Hew Len says that when you clear memories, what comes through is inspiration. Narissa was apparently inspired to clean my closet. It's a metaphor and proof that inner cleaning leads to outer results. You can't intend what the outer results will be. Again, you can choose, but you can't decide. Later, in Dr. Hew Len's motel room, he and I sit like master and disciple. The only thing is, he treats me like the master. Joseph, you are one of God's original 10. I am? I'm flattered, but admit I have no idea what he's talking about. You came here to awaken the divine in people, he explains. Your writing is hypnotic. It is your gift, but there's more. More? Clean, clean, clean. You are the J-man for business, he says. Do you know what that is? I don't have a clue, and tell him so. You are the Jesus of business, he says, the point man for change. As he speaks, I'm thinking, I better keep this conversation to myself. No one will ever believe it. I don't. Clean, clean, clean. When I was with Morna, he says, reflecting on his years with the kahuna who taught him the updated form of hooponopono he teaches today, I thought she was crazy for the first 5 years. But then one day, that thought was gone. Dr. Hew Len's style is rambling, poetic, and visionary. He seems to use his right and left sides of his brain at the same time, while the rest of us lean on one side or the other. He goes from telling me I'm the savior of business to telling me about Morna. In its own way, it's hypnotic. I'm riveted. I want more. There's a wreath around your head, Joseph, he says, seeing something I don't see or feel. It's made of money symbols, like eagles. For some reason, I feel an urge to show him a ring I wear. It's an ancient solid gold ring dated 2,500 years old from ancient Rome. He holds out his hand and I lay it on his palm. The word on the ring is Latin, I explain. Fidem means faith. Dr. Hew Len is silent as he holds the ring. He seems to be receiving images or impressions. I'm quiet while he seems to be tuning in to the ring itself. You were a great orator in a past life, he says, but you were mobbed and murdered. This ring is healing that memory for you. That's interesting. I often had flashes of being a legendary orator in the past, but I feared public speaking today because I was killed in the past after speaking. I thought it was an ego-designed memory, not a past life. Somehow Dr. Hew Len picked up on the memory by holding my ring. I rarely wear it, I confessed. Wear it, he says to me, always. He stares at the ring. This is amazing, he says. This ring was worn by a healer who knew the value of know thyself. I'm fascinated. Dr. Hew Len has the aura of a calm sea in a storm of reality. While the world swirls about, he seems still. He speaks his heart, accepting whatever comes and whatever is said. He stares at me and looks at my feet. Joseph, my God, I should be sitting at your feet, he says, genuinely moved by whatever he sees in me. You are as gods. Clean, clean, clean. We're just here to clean, he reminds me and everyone else during our weekend training. Clean always, incessantly, to clean all memories so divine can inspire us to do what we came here to do. Clean, clean, clean. During the training, I realized I had cleaned on one book and not another. I had spent time loving my book, The Attractor Factor, which became a #1 bestseller. But I didn't spend much time loving one of my other books, There's a Customer Born Every Minute, which didn't sell as well. I realized this with a bolt of energy up my spine. This is why the book hadn't done as well as my other books. When I attended the first training, I learned I could use the eraser end of a pencil and help clean. I would tap the item with the eraser. That's it. It's a symbol, if not a fact, of cleaning memories. I set a copy of one of my other books, Life's Missing Instruction Manual, on a table. Put the pencil on it. Every day for months, I tapped on it. Whenever I walked by it, I paused, picked up the pencil, and tapped the eraser end on the book. Call it nuts, but it was a psychological trigger to help me clean any memories surrounding the book. Well, that book became an instant bestseller, stayed #1 for 4 days. Major companies bought thousands of copies. Walmart stocked it. Woman's Day magazine featured it. But I hadn't done any cleaning on my other book, There's a Customer Born Every Minute. The book came out. It went close to the bestseller list, but didn't hit the top 10. I also orchestrated a major publicity stunt to help bring attention to that book. It got some attention, but no immediate sales. I told Dr. Hew Len about this. Dunk the book in your mind in a glass of water with fruit in it, he advised. I know it's crazy, but mark today's date, dunk book in water, and see what happens. He also surprised me by asking about Oprah. You want to go on her show? He asked. I stammered that I would love to at some point. At that time, I hadn't yet been on the Larry King Live show, so Oprah seemed like quite a jump. You have to be clean so you don't choke, he advised. Clean, clean, clean. 2 authors went on and choked, he explained. I don't want that, I said. When you go on Oprah, it will be for her reasons, not yours, he said. That sounds profound, I commented. You have to give up the idea that people do things for you. They do them for them. All you have to do is clean. Clean, clean, clean. Before I left Dr. Hew Len on this particular trip, I again asked him about his years as the counsel at the Hospital for the Mentally Ill Criminals. I want you to be clear about something, he told me. It wasn't easy, and I didn't do it alone. I left him wanting to know more, much more. Clean, clean, clean. It appears that everyone who does hooponopono has a rather hypnotic story to tell. For example,
Dear Dr. Len, I attended the Hooponopono gathering in Philadelphia recently. I want to thank you deeply and humbly from a melting heart for reminding me of the way home. I'm eternally grateful to the divine, to you, and to all the children who help you do this work of teaching. What follows is a testimonial of sorts in response to the workshop. It is a sharing for those who might wonder about the power of Hooponopono. If it would be helpful to share, please do. If not of interest, discard, and may my gratitude to all be sufficient. Deep, heartfelt thanks to you all. May God grant you all peace, wisdom, health, and a long life in which to clean and come home. Much, much love and blessings, Dana Hain. Testimony of Philadelphia Hooponopono Gathering. Dr. Len began the workshop with lecture and drawings. He he laid out the cosmology of hooponopono. He asked us, "Who are you? Do you know?" Together we explored the incredible, eternal, limitless, total, complete, empty, zero reality of our true selves from which all peace emanates. Home, he called it. We then explored with him the nature of what is a problem. Have you ever noticed, he asked, that wherever there is a problem, you are there? Does that tell you anything? Like old Socrates, he engaged us in the process, coaxing questions and answers. Little did I know that Dr. Len was deftly exhuming these hidden memories and judgments for cleaning and transformation. Caught in the net, I raised my hand, asked questions, made comments. However, as the days went by, I began to engage emotionally. It began to feel to me as though every time I asked Dr. Len a question, he put me down. I felt dissed. Each answer burned me, and I felt publicly shamed and humiliated. By Sunday morning, I was so angry with Dr. Len, I wanted to leave. I judged him as arrogant, controlling, and dominating. I sat there stewing, angry, ready to cry. I was so angry, I wanted to leave. Unsure whether I was going to bail or not, I did get up and go to the bathroom, afraid I would start crying right there in the meeting room. I sat in one of those ammonia-filled stalls and felt the rage, which it had now become. Oh, I felt such murderous rage. Some part of me didn't want to let go of that rage, but something else kept prompting me to keep saying, forgive me, and I love you. I kept saying this over and over to the rage. And then I realized that this was not a new feeling, that I had felt this same rage percolate and disguise itself as a slow burn in the background of my consciousness before. Whenever my husband would put me down, or whenever and always my lawyer mother had insisted on being right. And oh, she was one whose words could make black look white, confusing the innocent heart of this child. And then I understood. I got it. Aha! This is it. This is some ancient memory. The beam in my eye, the beam I thrust into others' hearts. This is the sort of memory that I carry in my heart and drag into my now and slay others with. Dr. Len, my mother, my husband, Bush, Saddam Hussein, whomever I can accuse and slay out there. This is what Dr. Len is talking about. The continual loop of tape that keeps playing over and over again. I did not leave. And when I came out of the bathroom, I experienced a deep calm the rest of the day. I kept silently saying in my head, I forgive. Thank you. I love you. I went back into the conference room. When Dr. Len answered questions after that, I felt only love from him, none of the previous emotions. He hadn't changed at all. Something in me had. Sometime after I returned to the room, Dr. Len shared a personal experience about his own introduction to Ho'oponopono. He shared that he had bailed the course not once, but 3 times, each time thinking that the instructor was crazy, and each time forfeiting the cost of the workshop. Did he know what I was thinking? Did he know that I had also almost just left because I thought he was crazy? During the next break, I cautiously approached Dr. Len. Very lovingly, he explained that the ancient, oft-repeated memory of male dominance had raised its head. He explained that this was a memory common to many, and needed great persistence and diligence to heal. It would not be until I returned home that I would begin to understand the depth of healing which had occurred for me at the workshop. Throughout the weekend, Dr. Len gave us tools for transformation, tools which totally defy intellectualism. Not expecting results, I dutifully but skeptically held my pencil, said "dewdrop," and tapped the 3 words which I had written on a sheet of paper, words which for me represented problems: computer, son, and husband. Again, I wouldn't know the power of these words until I got home. When I got home, my husband and son greeted me. Both grinning, they said, "Guess what we got while you were out?" "A new computer," I guessed. We had been having computer problems which defied hours and hours, no lie, of technical support from in-home technicians, to the point that I was seriously wondering if we had a computer nasty, be it jinn or ghost. More importantly, we had been having many family meltdowns in the past few weeks over our fickle computers. I didn't care about computers. I just wanted harmony. I was a little surprised when both spouse and son said yes, they had bought a new computer. They had agreed just the previous night to wait another 6 months to get one with the new 64-bit processor. They then said, "Guess what kind?" I went down the list: Dell, HP, Sony, Gateway, Compaq, etc. I named every kind of computer you could think of. "No, no, no," they said to each guess. "I give up," I cried. Now, my husband of 30 years is a man of very strong ideas. He has an iron will, which when focused and conscious is nothing less than fantastic determination. When he's not so conscious, this determination, however, can feel more like stubbornness, and nothing can move him. He had been a staunch PC advocate, and nothing, I mean nothing, would have changed his mind. So when they both shouted at me, "Apple! You could have scraped me off the floor." You see, originally I had wanted an apple, but apples were not allowed in our home any more than pork in a kosher home. This might seem trivial to some, but I have been married for 30 years, and for 30 years, my marriage has traversed hills and valleys, the two of us struggling towards a mutual goal of unity and equality. This apparently inconsequential choice of computers represented a laying down of the sword that only those engaged in the battle would recognize. I mean, if you had told me that China freed Tibet, I would not have been more surprised. I remembered mentally lifting my pencil, saying "dewdrop," and tapping husband, computer, son. Could 30 years of conflict be so quickly and effortlessly dissolved? Could saying, "Forgive me," "Thank you," "I love you," transform a lifetime of external conflicts with authority figures, mother, phone company, husband? All I know is that it's been 2 weeks since the workshop. I practice daily what Dr. Len taught me as religiously as I can. My son's over a long, protracted illness, and my husband and I are dialoguing about things I used to keep bottled up and withhold. Oh, and last night he said, "You know, honey, if you'd like, you can get one of these little laptops for yourself."
How to receive greater wealth.